Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Dan streaming some Marvel Champions. I am going to be playing... Oh, come on. There you go. I'm going to be playing some Spider-Man versus Klaw using the most popular Spider-Man deck that's currently on Marvel Champions DB, the Spider-Man and Friends deck, which is shown right now on the screen. I'm just making sure that all of my various sliders and such are in their correct places. Give me 1 second and we'll dive into it. So there's only a handful of heroes in the current metagame that I think really have a strong showing for being able to play leadership, and it's people who have strong draw engines, because currently the leadership subtype is incredibly expensive to pay for a lot of the items in it. So you need somebody like Spider-Man, or I think you need somebody like T'Challa, where a lot of your stuff is really inexpensive, or it goes down once and then it kind of stays in play forever. So without further ado, let's kind of dive into it. All right, so I've got most of the setup and shuffling done, except for I haven't yet done Peter's opening hands. So Peter Parker's main ability is that he generates one science resource to pay for something, only on the Peter Parker side. So he's kind of like Kate McCaffrey from Netrunner. Let me know if things are coming through okay. I got a new lighting kit, so things should be pretty bright, and it looks like I really got rid of a lot of the graininess by having the area actually fully saturated with light. So give me 1 second. I'm just fiddling with some settings here because I'm getting some red bars for buffering. Okay, why is it? There you go, that should fix it. Let me know how everything looks. All right. How's it look, Thomas? Yeah, thwip. Okay, so I have a hand size of 6 to start. So let's start there. I moved my mic so it's not next to the computer, so hopefully you're picking up less of the fan sounds of the computer and more of my voice on the audio. Balder, no. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A lot of leadership cards in the opening hand. Let's start thinking about a potential mulligan. So I have a tracer in my opening hand. So a tracer is pretty good. There's no bad guys yet, though. We have a Haymaker, which is pretty good. And we have a bunch of get ready stuff and make the calls and webbed up, which is like a late game thing. So I actually think besides the Inspired and the Spider Tracer, I think we're going to get rid of everything and we're going to get 4 new cards. There we go. We got the Web Shooter, which is one of the big things that we're looking for. Web Shooter is probably one of Spider-Man's most powerful cards in the entire game. So let's bring that up on the screen so we can talk about it. So he has a lot of like cost reduction cards that make things less expensive for him by giving him free resources per turn. Otter, stop scratching me. All right. How I don't know why YouTube is still giving me red on the video quality as saying it's not receiving enough video. I don't know. Okay, so let's get it together. All right, so first things first, let's generate the one resource per round to get the web shooter down. The web shooter is going to get 3 counters on it, which then gives me a similar ability to Peter Parker's, but when I'm Spider-Man. I start with this defense. Oh, this has one more on it. I start with this defense network in place, which helps keeps me from taking threat off of the main scheme. And Klaw is the one that draws 2 cards for boost for damage, but has a base attack of 0. But he does have 2 scheme on his one side. All right, so I have a swinging web kick, and I have some other stuff. There's no bad guys out. Part of me just wants to like get Nick Fury out, which I don't think is like the worst decision I've ever made. So I think we will flip to becoming Spider-Man, and then I'm going to use the web shooter plus the Spider Tracer, the Strength, and the Inspired to get out Nick Fury. When Nick Fury comes into play, it's going to give me the ability to take some threat off of various cards. So let's take a look at Nick. He has a multiple option, but he doesn't stay in play for a long period of time. So I'm going to just take 2 threat here. I'm going to use Spider-Man's thwarts to get rid of the defense network, which will now go in the trash. And then I'm going to use Nick Fury, since he's just going to go away anyway, to attack Klaw directly. And attacking Klaw directly brings his hit points down to 10. And now I'm just holding the spinning web kick. So, oh, and I needed to exhaust this. So I think that's everything for my first turn. We're going to ready everything. I'm going to draw up. I'm holding the swinging web kick. And I'm going to draw up to 5 cards. So I need 4 new cards. During the villain phase, the base scheme gets 1 per person. So that's 1 for me being the only person in the game. I'm in hero mode. So Klaw's going to attack me. So here's the boost cards. I'm going to decide not to defend. So luckily I don't get any additional damage, so he doesn't actually hurt me. When the villain initiates an attack against you, though, you draw a card. And then we go right to my threat card. And my threat card is Radioactive Man, a bad guy. And Nick Fury leaves play because Nick Fury is only a 1-turn use card. So now I've got Radioactive Man in play with me. 1 scheme, 1 attack, 7 hit points, and forced response. After Radioactive Man attacks me, I have to discard a card. So that's not ideal. Okay. Oh, shoot. I forgot to do part of Klaw's setup, which was search for a minion to be in engagement with me. So we'll do that right now with Radioactive Man, and then I'll get another one. Another encounter card. So, And then I'll have 1 less hit points. I got distracted because I had an issue with my card pull. It messed up one of the settings. All right, chat, pick a card 1 through 6. That's true. I could have actually I could have just blocked with... actually, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to have Fury have blocked the radioactive man attack. So I am still at full health. Okay, I promise that's going to be the only board... that's going to be the only board state screw-up we're going to have. And then here's my actual encounter card. Sonic Manipulation. Hero. I take 2 damage and Klaw heals 2 damage. So I go down to 8. And Klaw goes up by 2 to 12. All right. So, how's the light look, Thomas? Does it help compared to the previous streams? You're my dude for this. All right. So now we're back on me. Let's actually talk about what we're gonna do. Ooh, so I do have a Black Cat and a Inspired, which is really nice because Black Cat, who I'm going to bring up on the screen and talk about, is one of the most interesting... Black Cat is one of the most interesting heroes or allies in this game, in my opinion, because Black Cat doesn't do incidental damage to herself when she attacks. So if you can get an Inspired on her, you can really do a lot of really tremendous action with her. Okay, so we need to get all this stuff down, which means I'm probably going to have to get rid of some of my direct damage abilities. So let's use the web... Let's use the web shooter. And we'll get rid of a... we'll get rid of a Maria... No, I can't get rid of a Maria Hill. I'll get rid of a First Aid to put down Black Cat. So Black Cat's now in play. I'll get rid of a Swinging Web Kick since I'm not going to have the resources for that for a while. To put an Inspired on her, which we'll put like this so I remember that it's on her. And Inspired is a really neat card because Inspired is exceptionally powerful with Black Cat, because since she never does incidental damage to herself, this bonus that she's going to get is going to be permanent. So now she has a permanent +1 thwart and +1 attack. And the attack is the one that we really care about. Okay? And then we're going to attack Radioactive Man for 2. And then Black Cat is also going to attack Radioactive Man for 2. So we're at 4 out of 7 damage done to him. This is done. Okay, so here's my thought process. Radioactive Man is definitely going to attack. So I want to get out Maria Hill so I can throw them in front of it. Or do I even really care? Maybe I don't even care. I think we're going to wait it out one more turn. Well, not Janktivist, nothing is Netrunner, right? But as far as like a co-op game, this is accessible. It's fun. The games are close. I can see this being something that I can teach to people who aren't as up for the amount of like brain space that something like Arkham or Netrunner takes up in your brain of having to have like a real knowledge of the card pool. This is a little bit lighter from a how much you need to know going into it standpoint. It's a lot of fun. It's really well designed. You can see a lot of the different lessons that they've learned from the previous games. Yeah, this is co-op. I'm just playing it solo. Alright, so we're going to ready everything up. I guess we can do one of these so we can see both cards pretty easy. I draw up to 5, so that's 3 additional cards. I get a Webbed Up, a Power of Leadership, and a Get Ready, which means I can re-ready an ally, which is super good with this combo. That should do it. Come on, I believe in you, computer. There we go. So Get Ready would allow me to re-ready Black Cat and attack with her twice, and since she does no incidental damage to herself, then all is good. Okay, so that gets another from the start of the villain phase. And now I'm in this phase, the hero phase, so Klaw's going to attack me. I don't think I'm going to defend here. Maybe I should. I will defend against myself, just to be safe. And I'm glad that I did, because he does 4 damage to me. With the defense score, though, he only does 1. So I go down to 7. Then I draw a card, because Spider-Man's ability that says whenever I'm... when the villain initiates an attack against you, draw 1 card. And then Radioactive Man is going to attack me for 1. And I think I will just eat it. So I'm going to take another damage. So I'm going to go down to 6. And then I've got to get rid of a card. Thomas said 4 before, so let me shuffle them up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Enhanced Spider Sense goes into the bin. But yeah. Hey, Blake. Alright. So that's all the attacks. And then now I get my threat card. Threat card is Surge. When revealed, exhaust your identity card. Haha, it's already exhausted. That's one of the expert cards, because I am playing on expert here. When revealed, either spend... So I'm not going to spend it, and I'll exhaust Black Cat since I can re-ready her anyway. So I kind of indirectly fixed some of the problems here. Okay. So first things first. Let's think about what I want to do here. I may need to have a recovery turn, but the villain scheming could be very bad for me. Let's think about it, and also let's get my mouse out of the viewing area. How's the size of everything? I've been fiddling with the size of the overlay, trying to make it so that as much of the details... Oh, I should be also updating threat. I always forget to do that. As much of the details of the game is visible to everybody. Okay, so let's think about our turn. We have a lot of exhausted nonsense happening, which is not ideal. So I'm going to play the Power of Leadership to put down Maria Hill. Oh, that's the wrong card. I'll tell you, man, this card pull does not want to work on this machine. Alright. So Maria Hill, when I put her down, she draws me a card, which draws me an energy, which is pretty nice. We're going to attack Radioactive Man, giving him a 5th damage and giving an incidental onto Maria Hill. We're going to ready with Get Ready, Black Cat, and then Black Cat is going to attack. She deals no incidental damage to herself, and she's going to kill one of the Masters of Evil, Radioactive Man. So he is in the bin now. I really need to heal soon. I have a backflip in my hand, so I don't feel like it's the worst. I'm just really worried about Scheme, so I think I need to stay in Spider-Man form for at least one more turn. I think I'm going to get rid of Webbed Up on the end of my turn because it's really expensive. It costs 4. So that I can just get more cards. So I get a Mockingbird, a Swinging Web Kick, and a lead from the front, which is pretty good. The big boss is going to attack me. And I'm going to put Maria Hill in front of it. And it's a total of 3 damage, so she dies. Bye, Maria. You served me well. I didn't put the basic Accelerant on. And then I get my actual villain card from Klaw. Illegal Arms Factory. When revealed, place an additional 1 threat here per person, so it's going to have 4 on it. And this gives me, when we come back around, it's going to give me an additional villain card every turn. So that's something I definitely want to get rid of. Oh, I draw before resolving whether to defend or not? Oh, because it's when they initiate an attack, so I have an extra card. Very cool. Thank you for that. I didn't realize that that's... that. Thank you, the person 98, for pointing that out. I appreciate that. But yeah. All right. So now we're on our next turn here. And we've actually got like a full complement of turns. Gosh, my thwart's real bad, huh? So what do I want to do with my life? I got a lot to do this turn and not a lot of cards with which to do it with. Well, first things first, let's use the web shooters, which then trash themselves. Plus the energy card to play a Swinging Web Kick. Which I believe is this one. Yeah. Swinging Web Kick, which is going to do 8 damage to an enemy. So we'll just hit Klaw for 8 damage, which puts him down to 4 out of nowhere. Spider-Man does have some very serious boost damage capability, which I really like. So that goes in the bin. Oh, it's any character, so I can first aid myself. I'm going to discard lead from the front to play first aid. Which, that's pretty exciting. Because that gives me a way to kind of bolster my health a little bit. So I go up to 8 hit points. Hey, Aaron, welcome. Alright, so, I'm just wiping my board super fast, though, right? I do have a Mockingbird in my hand, but I can't afford it. We'll have Black Cat attack and deal 2 more damage. to the big boss. This is gonna be very bad. I really don't want to use my thwart here because my thwart here sucks. But so I guess I'll just attack, and we'll reduce Klaw to 0 and 0. So Klaw progresses onto version 2. When revealed, I got to put the Immortal Klaw into play. So he has a +1 scheme and +1 base attack, and now I'm looking for the Immortal Klaw scheme. I know you're in here, or is it already in the trash? Did that get kicked out? Yeah. Okay. So the Immortal Klaw, and then I shuffle. So this is one that adds a threat up. Oh no, it's a specific thing where it gives him 10 more hit points. So he would have 18 hit points, so actually he has 28 hit points. But if I get rid of this scheme, then he immediately loses those 10 bonus hit points. I also didn't draw my cards, so... oh, right, because it's not actually the end of my turn yet. So he has 28 hit points. This has 3... threat on it. We're getting a lot of side schemes here. Which, you know, is not ideal. Now, this gives him the 10 hit points, and it also gives him one of these, doesn't it? Yeah, because it has the accelerator icon on it. So things are getting spooky. So that's my turn. Everything readies. Black Cat readies. Spider-Man readies. This gets 2 on it. Not great. So the main threat is 1 off of progressing to the next scheme, which is not the best. And I have a lot of like scheming shit to deal with. I guess I might have to actually do some thwarting next turn. And then he's gonna attack me. I'm gonna defend against it. No, I don't need to. I have a backflip in my hand. And I also need to draw up to my full hand size. So when he initiates attack against me, I'm going to go from 5 cards to 6 cards. And then he's going to attack me. Boost. So he's going to do 1 damage to me. I guess I'll just eat it. So I go down to 7. And I now have a weapons runner engaged with me. All right. Oh, and now my 2 encounter cards. Here's the first one. Masters of E. Oh, woohoo! I think we're going to lose this one. So we get another side scheme. It adds another one of these that's got 3 threat on it. And then I'm searching for a Master of Evil. First one off the top. So I get Whirlwind. Then I shuffle. Or I Melter. Yeah, I think this is gonna get pretty bad here on this playthrough. And then I still need my second threat card because I haven't been able to get rid of the illegal arms factory. So let's talk about possible paths. Oh, and now it's the solid sound body. So now Klaw has the ability to retaliate 1. Okay. Okay. So I think we need to put the Spider Tracer. We need to put the Spider Tracer onto the Weapons Runner. And we'll kill him with Spider-Man. So the Weapons Runner goes into the trash, and the Spider Tracer lets me remove 3 threat from a scheme. So we're going to get rid of the Immortal Klaw, because that immediately gets rid of 10 hit points off of him. Because I think our mission now is just to try to burst him down as quickly as possible. And I think we're going to discard Aunt May and a Mockingbird to do... 3 damage with Haymaker, which is this one here, which will put 3 damage onto Melter, and then kill Melter with Black Cat. Just trying to keep the board clear. And that's my whole turn, so everything readies. Black Cat readies, Spider-Man readies, Bonesaw readies, and then I'm going to get 3 cards, going up to 5. Goodness, we're going to hit the threshold on the Underground Distribution, so we're going to go right to the next scheme. When revealed, discard cards until a minion is discarded, so I've got to find... so now Whirlwind's in play with me. Secret Rendezvous. Klaw is meeting with the Crimson Cowl, and Klaw and the mysterious figure dart into the shadows when you confront them. If this stage is completed, we lose the game. So, the Illegal Arms Factory is still in play. This is still in play. I have 5 cards. Klaw's going to initiate an attack against me. I'm going to get a card, and I'm going to see what happens. Okay. Gosh, that's really tough. So Klaw's going to get a tough, and I'm going to take 1 damage. And then Masters of Evil guy, he's just going to do another 1 damage to me. So now we're at 5. Whirlwind here. Things are getting bad. Do I have a science to feed? No, I don't. Gosh, this is going to be not great. Okay, how am I going to do this? I don't know if I am going to be able to do this, but we're going to see. All right, here's my first encounter card. Master Plan. Put 4 threat on each side scheme. So basically, these are never coming off. It's main scheme or bust. And Klaw's Vengeance. Hero, Klaw attacks you. If this attack deals damage, put 1 threat on the main scheme. So Klaw does damage. Now I will backflip. And since he initiated an attack against me, I get another card. This is wild. Alright, so how are we going to get here? Alright, I didn't do Klaw's new hit points. Klaw is currently at 18 hit points. Because he also has Retaliate now, which is not ideal. Alright. Like, I need to survive for one turn, and I might not be able to do it. Let's think about this. Especially with the tough in play. No, that was my encounter card, Grizzle. The encounter card triggered an attack, and then I pulled out the 2 to boost. Okay, so what can we do? He has Retaliate 1, which is super not ideal. I'm trying to math out if I can get enough good guys down to be able to like weather one more turn of this. Okay, well regardless, Black Cat is going to take a damage because she's going to attack. This is for the Retaliate. She doesn't take incidental damage. And he's going to lose 2 health. So that's going to bring him down to 16. I really want to get Vision down, but he is expensive as hell. Like, I have some really good cards, but I don't have the ability to put them down, I don't think. Alright. I think I need to try to get Vision down. Or at the very least, Hawkeye. So let's play the Power of Leadership and Vision to get Hawkeye out. Hawkeye gets 3 counters. Or 4 counters. Which get to kill some fools. I'm going to play Lead from the front to get down the web shooters. That may be the wrong call, but I feel like having extra resources on the next couple turns is going to be the game or not. And I guess I should have done that in the alternate order because then I could still have Vision in my hand. Oh, one of these is gone, thankfully. Okay. Spider-Man is going to attack, so he's going to take a damage from the Retaliate. And the boss is going to lose 2 and go down to 14. We're getting there. Alright. So we still have Vision and Backflip in our hand. Do I even want to attack with Hawkeye, or do I... Yeah, I do. I really do. I need every point of damage that I can get. So he's going to take an incidental damage, plus another damage from attacking Klaw. And I'm going to do 1 damage to Klaw. I don't have anything else I can play this turn. So everything's going to ready. We put 2 on the main scheme. Oh, that's weird. My little threat thing made itself invisible. So the main scheme has 2 on it. Okay. Hey, Varego. Or Varega Diablo. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. All right. So the main scheme gets 2 on it. And I'm going to get attacked by Klaw. And when that happens, I get a card. And let's see what happens. So a total of 4 damage. I'll backflip. Oh, I didn't draw my cards. Ha ha ha. So I should be at a total of 6 cards. So I'm going to backflip out of the way of that. Backflip really might be Peter's best card. It's really, really good. It's really good, not surprisingly, against people like Rhino, where they can potentially have that one turn where they do a shitload of damage, and you're just like, nope, no thanks. Which feels pretty good. Okay, so that was the attack. Whirlwind's also going to attack. Do I want to throw somebody in front of him? No. I will just take the damage. So I'm down to 3. Things are getting spicy. And now I have to do my 2 encounter cards. So I think as long as I can survive this. Hey, Giovanni, welcome. I really think if I could survive this, I'll be pretty okay. Alright, so first encounter card. Ooh, that's not good. So I take 2 damage and go down to 1 hit point, and Klaw heals 2 damage. That really puts a wrench into my plans with his sound manipulation. Here's the other one. Okay, so I'm going to defend against the attack from Klaw. And I'm probably going to die here. Yep. Good game. I got a gang up, which attacks me, and even with the defense, I take 2 damage, so I die. Alright, well, let's wind it back and try it again. Let's talk about some play moments there where I may have put myself on the back foot. I think I didn't do a very good job of threat management early, which really spiraled out of control in this game. That was a definite issue. I also think that I've had to pitch, or chose to pitch, maybe is the better way of putting it, some really good cards early to try to get in some early aggression, and that might not have been the right choice. All right, I need to get the... So let's put the threat back down to 0. The base starting health for Klaw is 12. And then I'm looking for the defense network side scheme, which slows me down a little bit because it starts with 3 on it. I go back to having my measly 10 hit points because I'm but a teenager. He goes back to having 12 hit points. Yeah, Giovanni, She-Hulk's really tough. I think she is one of the most powerful characters out of the core set, but I think she might be the hardest to pilot. Like, pretty handily. I've been having a ton of fun with Iron Man. If I lose with this again, I'll take out my Iron Man deck, or Iron Heart deck, and we can go through that. I know that the cards have too much small text to be readable, but hopefully they're pretty clear here. I'm under all the lights now. I got a light panel to help fix the basement lighting problem. I can't even look directly at it. So we're playing Klaw Expert, and we're playing as Peter. One of two geniuses currently in the game. I think I gotta really try to find Aunt May pretty early. Aunt May is pretty strong in this game. Like, that's an incredibly strong card. Spider-Man / Peter Parker has the strongest natural recovery in the game thanks to that card. Alright, giving everything a good shuffle, and let's see what our opening hand looks like. So we have a Helicarrier, a Webbed Up, which I'll probably discard. I just feel like I never have the resources to play for some of this stuff. Let's talk about it. So this would be my opening hand of 6 cards. I think having Aunt May in the opener is very good. Webbed Up is okay-ish. I think we can actually get rid of the Power of Leadership here, since we don't have any leadership cards. Well, we got another one, but that's fine. Alright, so... and then I also... gosh, I want to get rid of... This is so good, because it buys me like 2 free turns. I think I'm wrong to not keep it. I think I should keep it. Okay, so first turn stuff. I'm going to get 1 extra resource because I'm Peter Parker, Boy Genius. So let's play a Strength to get out the Helicarrier. Which is a nice little cost reduction card. The earlier you get it down, the better. So Peter Parker's ability is used. Then let's immediately use the Helicarrier to put down Aunt May. So that's a nice card to have down super early. And then you don't have any allies to ready. Actually, you know what? I'm going to keep the Aunt May back. And then we're going to use the Helicarrier, the Get Ready, and the Genius to put the Webbed Up on Klaw. Webbed Up is one of Peter's one-of cards. It's one of the strongest ones in the game. It's like a big, like multi-turn stun. So I think I can let it scheme for... Man, no, I can't really, right? I've got to flip. See, my thwart's so bad, though. Gosh, my thwart's bad. I think I'm going to stay as Peter. That might be the wrong choice, but I'll stay as Peter. No. I'm going to flip. I'm going to do 2 damage to him, so Klaw's going to lose 2 hit points, going down to 10. And then that's my turn. Everything re-readies. And I draw up. So here's my cards that I draw into my hand. So let me ask you a question. Does the initiation of the attack that checks for webbed up, does that draw me a card? That's an important rules distinction, but I can do some bookkeeping stuff first. Main scheme gets 1 on it. That's true, I do have to be a hero to play webbed up. Alright, so at the beginning of the phase, Klaw would attack me, but webbed up gets discarded instead. I believe that draws me a card, and that stuns him, so he won't attack me the next time he attacks me either. Eviction Notice is my card, so I'm going to flip and exhaust Peter to remove it from the game. So it's like your big crisis. I can either exhaust Peter Parker to remove Eviction Notice from the game, and it gives me a free flip, or I can discard 1 card at random from my hand, and then this card gains Surge, and then I still have to deal with it again, because you can only put off... Oh, so, okay, let me put that card I just drew back on top. That's good. That's a good shout, Jim. Yeah, it's fine. Let's err on the side of not overpowering ourselves. So that was the turn. I'm still exhausted here, but now I have Helicarrier. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to use Peter's Scientist ability plus the Helicarrier, or to get Aunt May down for free. Then we're going to switch sides to Spider-Man, and we're going to use the Helicarrier to get the Web Shooter down. Very good. Hopefully the card pull is helping a little bit here. And then I'm going to get rid of Mockingbird and Haymaker to get down Maria Hill. When Maria Hill comes into play, I draw a card. Oh, actually, I could keep one of them. So I'll keep Mockingbird and use a Web Shooter instead. And I'm sorry I keep elbowing the mic. Let me do one of these. You should still be able to hear me fine, and that way it's not in my elbow range. Then I'm going to use Maria. She gets an incidental damage, and I'm going to remove 2 threat off of the main scheme. Yeah, that's it. That all seems good. Morning, Lori. All right, so I'm going to ready everything up. I have 2 cards, so I draw 3 cards. So I get a Haymaker, an Enhanced Spider Sense, and a First Aid. The First Aid will come in handy later. Klaw would attack me, but instead removes the stunned condition. This gets another threat on it. So it's currently at a 2. And then now I get my encounter card. Ooh, Radioactive Man comes back into the fray. I'll put Radioactive Man like this, so all of you have a easier time seeing what he's doing. Also, I guess if I really wanted to, I could put the camera over my shoulder, so everything would be the correct aspect ratio. Um, okay, so that was the turn. Now let's think about what we're going to do with our lives. Okay. So I definitely, so Radioactive Man's thing is that makes me discard a card from my hand. So I would need to do a lot of damage to him to get rid of him in one turn. Tough. I may just throw Maria Hill in front of it. Let's think about what we're gonna do though, because I have a Mockingbird in my hand, but I also have some like actual good damage cards. So let's go ahead and use the Helicarrier and the Web Shooter to play a Haymaker for nothing. And the Haymaker is going to be used to do 3 damage to Radioactive Man. I can't quite kill him. So I guess I've just got to eat it. In the meantime, I'm going to thwart with Maria Hill, which gets rid of her, which removes removes a threat. So we'll get rid of a threat off of this scheme. And then I'm going to play Make the Call, which lets me pay the printed cost of a card, of an ally card, to get it back into play. So then I'm going to use these cards, First Aid and Enhanced Spider Sense, to get Maria Hill back into play, like magic, which draws me a card. Then she's going to thwart again, which removes the master threat down to 0. And then, do I want to just get him to 5, or do I want to do 2 more to Klaw? Probably get rid of him, because then next turn I'm going to be able to get rid of him, right? All right, so that's my turn. Everything re-readies. I have 2 cards in hand, so I draw a hand of 3 cards. So I get Black Cat, Enhanced Spider Sense, and Swinging Web Kick. So, quick question. When a force response like Radioactive Man, it says when Radioactive Man attacks you, discard 1 card at random from your hand. That includes if I block it with Maria Hill, correct? Alright, so Klaw's going to attack me. I have to decide if I want to defend or not. I think I am going to defend. No, I'm not going to defend. So it doesn't actually do any damage, so I don't get exhausted from the Sonic Boom because his base attack is 0. And the boost is if he dealt damage to me, he'd exhaust me, which he doesn't. But the villain does get a tough status card, which I'm going to have to deal with. Radioactive Man now attacks me. So, oh, and I get a card from Spider-Man's ability. So everybody pick a number 1 through 6. First person in the chat will get it. Okay, so it's going to be card 4. So that we lose the first aid. I just shuffled them up before dealing them out. All right, because that's for Radioactive Man, who will do 1 damage to me. So I'm going to be at 9. All right, and then that was the attack phase. So now I need my actual villain phase. I forgot to put a 1 on here because the threat level's now at 1. Let's see. So my encounter is another bad guy, Whirlwind, where he does more damage. He does damage to every hero, but that doesn't matter because there's only 1 hero in this game. So we somewhat dodged a bullet there. Let me make this a little neater. Get a 5 on there. Okay, so now we're back to my turn. I do have an Inspired and also a Black Cat in my hand, which feels pretty good. So let's go ahead and get Black Cat out for the Helicarrier and the Web Shooter. Yeah, Black Cat's very good. All right, and then let's get rid of Mockingbird. Ooh. Mockingbird to inspire Black Cat. Then I'm holding a Swinging Web Kick and a Spider Sense. All right, so Black Cat will use her now increased damage to kill off Radioactive Man. So he'll go into the bin. Maria Hill will kill herself, getting rid of the tough counter on Klaw, because we can't have that. And then Spider-Man, the Spoders. I feel like I'm just never getting the opportunity to do damage to the villain in this game. Alright, Spider-Man will do 2 damage. So then everything readies. I'm going to be drawing 3 cards. So I draw another Swinging Web Kick, a Nick Fury. Oh, and a Web Shooter. Web Shooter is very good. I need to start getting some of these Web Kicks out. Okay, so now this gets 1. And then Klaw is going to attack Spider-Man directly. Do I want to block? Do I want to defend? I don't think I do. Alright, here's the boost cards. So he does do 2 damage to me. Here's my draw. So 2 damage isn't the worst, right? We're at 7 hit points. Whirlwind's gonna attack me. I think I will defend against that. Well, I mean, I guess I can go to Aunt May and just get all my health back, most of my health back. So yeah, let's defend against it so I don't take any damage. Okay. And now let's do my encounter card. Solid sound body. Claw gains retaliate 1. Nice. Not great. Okay. So now we're back onto my turn. Actually, you know what? Let's think about this. So I want to flip to being Peter. Or maybe I don't. I do. I do want to flip to being Peter. No. Ugh. This is so tough. I have so many cards I want to play here. So I'm going to do 2 damage to Whirlwind with Black Cat. I'm going to use the card Get Ready to re-ready Black Cat, and then do 2 more damage, which will kill Whirlwind. Because I gotta keep these Masters of Evil off of the table. They are bad news. I just don't have the energy for a lot of the stuff that I'm trying to do. I guess I'll use the Helicarrier to put down a new Web Shooters for free. And then I'll use 1 Web Shooter token, a Nick Fury, a Swinging Web Kick, to get another Swinging Web Kick, so I can deal 8 damage, which does 1 damage back to me. So I'm at 6, but now Claw's at 2. That goes in the bin. And I'm still holding another copy of Enhanced Spider Senses. And then now I'm going to flip. Ooh. I'm going to flip to being Peter. And I'm going to use Aunt May to go back to 10. I think this is the right play. Because Aunt May is going to feed me some soup and some painkillers. And going to fix me right up. 4 health. And then that's the end of my turn. Everything readies. I really like... I don't know if it's necessarily my style of play, but I really like the flow of Spider-Man, where like things are moving in and out and everything seems to really flow together. Like, one of the things that I think is really interesting about this game is how they've designed the decks for the different characters so they feel like those characters. Like, Spider-Man feels like a very graceful, back and forth, ebb and flow, like, for lack of a better way of putting it, swingy deck. Iron Man feels like you build the suit and you come in at the last minute and you just start destroying everything. The Hulk is these strong, really powerful actions both in alter ego mode and as a hero. So everybody feels like themselves and in the way that their decks play, which is really rad. Okay, so everything readied. I need to draw up to 5. So here's my cards. Lead from the front, make the call, which lets me pull somebody out of the trash. Another Swinging Web Kick, and a Spider Tracer. So now, this gets 1 on it. And Claw's going to scheme, and this is going to suck real bad. Okay, so he gets there. So he's going to progress on to the next one, which is the Secret Rendezvous. So I gotta discard until I find a minion. Ooh, a master plan going into the weapons runner. Is now engaged with me. Okay, that's not terrible. That could have been a lot worse. All right. Now, let's go ahead and do my actual encounter card. Masters of Evil. So we're getting kind of a similar situation to what happened last time. Where things are going to start piling out. This gives an acceleration token. And then we're looking for a Master of Evil. First one. Is it discard or search? Discard card. So I'm tearing through the deck. Oof. Big oof energy. There we go. So now Melter is also engaged with me. Things are getting spooky out here. Expert's no joke. Okay. So let's think about what we're going to do here. First things first, I have a make the call in my hand. So let's see who is in my heap as the topmost ally. Nick Fury. That's not terrible. So let's go ahead and put him on the top while we're thinking about it. So I can use make the call to get Nick Fury out of the garbage. So let's talk about whether or not that's a good idea. I'd have to get rid of a lot of stuff. I do want to get him down before the Immortal Claw just comes out organically. This we can also use the resource though, which will help. So Nick Fury could potentially cost 2 cards. But I also have a lead from the front in my hand. Goodness. Okay. Let's make it happen. So we're going to use Peter's free one plus the Helicarrier plus a swinging web kick. Oh man, all these cards are so good. I feel like I'm never going to be able to do any of these. Okay. So let's put the Spider Tracer on the weapons runner for nothing using Peter Parker's ability. So this is the card that when I get rid of a minion, it lets me remove threat. So I can get rid of that Masters of Evil thing basically right away. And then we're going to use... We're going to use Black Cat to kill the weapons runner. So the weapons runner is gone now, and the Spider Tracer fires. And that just gets rid of this, because I'm gun shy, because last time we didn't deal with these side schemes, and they just burned the entire game down. So I think we're going to err on the side of that. I need to use the swinging web kick, because I need to get rid of Melter. So we're going to flip to being Spider-Man. We're going to attack for 2 damage on the Melter. And then we're going to use the Helicarrier and 2 cards to play a... Oh no, that's the big one. Must defend with an ally. So I won't use my basic attack against him. I'll use the swinging web kick to just blow him up. Which leaves me with the 2 that I need to finish off. Then gives me the 2 I need to finish off Klaw. So then Klaw goes over to stage 2. And stage 2 means he gets the Immortal Claw. And I'm finally hitting him again, so I take a damage because he has Retaliate, and I've still never gotten rid of it. So I'm looking for the Immortal Claw. Is it in the discard? Let's check that first. Yes, it is. So the Immortal Claw comes into play, which has an acceleration token on it, and also just flat, straight up gives him 10 hit points. So on his 2 side, he has a base of 18, which means he actually has 28. But if I can remove this side scheme, I can just flat make him lose 10 at once. So then, oh, actually, you know, I could have kept lead from the front because I could have used the web shooters for this. All right, so everything readies. This gets 2 on it. He has 28. Okay, so I'm going to draw up to 5 cards. So here's the 3 that I'm going to draw. Power of Leadership, Energy, and Get Ready, which is pretty nice with lead from the front. Not a lot of new allies, though, which is not the best. Okay, so I did that. He's going to attack me. Do I want to defend? I think I do. So I'm going to defend. Before we see what happens, the attack gets initiated, so I draw a new card, and I drew a webbed up. And then let's see what the boosts are. I'm pretty excited that I did that defend because it's a total of 6 damage. So I shaved 3 off of that and only go down to 6. So if I hadn't defended there, I'd be pretty close to death. So I defended there. There's no other bad guys in play. So here is this. Sonic Boom, Treachery. When revealed. So I'm going to use Enhanced Spider Sense. And I'm going to pay for it with the Web Shooter. So I cancel the when revealed effects of the Sonic Boom. Bye. Because I'm not exhausting Black Cat. Is that even worth it? Maybe it isn't. Let's think about that. Cause I'm already, yeah, no, I'll just eat it. Because I'm already exhausted this turn. Okay. So here we are. I'd really like to get rid of that Immortal Claw this turn. God, his thwart is so bad. So I think this is the turn where I really need to pay and get webbed up on him. So we're going to use the Helicarrier, the last use of the Web Shooter, and an Energy to get webbed up into play on Klaw. So webbed up is one of Peter's most powerful is one of Peter's most powerful abilities. I'm going to ready Black Cat with a Get Ready. And then I'm actually going to thwart for 2, doing an incidental damage to her to get 2 off of the Immortal Claw. And then I'm going to flip to my alter ego side and use Aunt May to go back up to 10. And then everything readies. I draw up to 6 cards, so I need 3 new cards. 1, 2, 3. So it's a Spider Tracer lead from the front and a backflip. This gets 2 on it. So the main scheme is now at 4. Oh, too much. And he schemes against me. No boost. So it's just a scheme of 2, which puts him at 6 out of 8. Not ideal. And then let's see what our encounter card is and hope it's not one. Surge. When revealed, reveal the top card of the encounter deck. I'm going to get rid of a backflip. Actually, I'm going to get rid of a Spider Tracer to play Enhanced Spider Sense on that to cancel that. So that's just an encounter card where it doesn't actually trigger because it's a treachery. That's really good. I feel good about that. How's everybody doing? Chat's gotten a little quiet. People have any questions or anything about what's happening here? Okay. Black Cat's really doing some work this game. Can I get rid of this? I just really need to get rid of it, right? I can, but I'll have to get rid of some very good cards to do it. Oh, he generates 1 science. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of a science resource, a fist resource, and an energy resource to get rid of the supersonic body. And then I just need to cycle my hand, so I'm going to play the Power of Leadership with lead from the front. Which will give her +1 attack this turn. Actually, that's dumb. No, we'll just hang on to those cards. But she is going to... I'm going to be shuffling soon. But I think she needs to attack. So she's going to do 2 damage. To Klaw, bringing him down to 26. Peter, the garbage man that he is going to flip over to being Spider-Man. And then he is going to thwart for 1 against the Immortal Claw scheme. Which means that Klaw immediately loses 10 hit points. 1, 2, 3, 10. And goes down to 16. And that's my turn. So let's ready up. I'm going to draw 3 cards. So I draw a backflip, a Hawkeye, and an Inspired. That's very good. And then this gets 1 on it, so we're at 7 out of 8. Woo-hoo. Not the best. And then Klaw would attack me. I'm not going to defend because I have a backflip in my hand if things get really spicy. So it's a total of 3 damage. I'm not sure if that's worth the backflip. I think I might just take that. So I'm going to just take that for better or for worse and go down to 7 hit points. Oh no, he doesn't. Crap. We're going to rebuild the board state because he doesn't attack. I have webbed up on him. I have knowledge now of what's coming, but it's not the worst. And now he's stunned instead. I don't draw a card because I didn't actually get attacked. And then here is my encounter card. So the villain schemes, which pushes them over the edge. So we're going on to... we lose. I couldn't survive. I lost again. Yep, I have no way to avoid it. Klaw is hard solo. Without like the ability to manage all of that threat. I think this deck is super strong. I think I'm maybe not playing it well enough. His thwart's so bad. I guess what I've really got to try to get out early is Vision, because Vision's got 2 scheme, I think, or has the ability to get up there as far as stats are concerned. But yeah, we got two losses here on Expert, which I don't think is necessarily unrealistic. I think that happens sometimes. This game's pretty hard. This is supposed to be a leadership deck, but I've consistently not been able to get a lot of people out with it. So it means that there's probably a playstyle issue here. All right. Well, everybody, thank you very much for watching these 2 games, experimenting with a new deck I've never played with before. And this was the first play of Klaw as solo. Please give me some play feedback in the comments. And if you want to support the channel, the best way to do that is by subscribing on Twitch. If you have Amazon Prime, it's free. And there's also a link in the show notes on YouTube, which you can also use to support the channel. And until I see all of you again, always be flipping.